So, Isaac, can you hear as well? Isaac, Isaac, are you there? Israel, Israel.
Yes.
Hey, so we are ready to start, man.
Okay.
Start. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the book of the spirits. Do you know the book of the spirits?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's the basic, the main book that started spiritism. So we are in this chapter. The chapter is the law of society, family ties, the law of society. It's one of the God's law, which is related to us being like society beings, let's say, social beings. So we are like designed to live in society, human being, because we learn with each other. We learn how to be like there, for the other, and also to stand the imperfections of one another. That's why, according to the book of the spirits, society is one of God's law. And then he asks here, what would be the result for society if the family ties were relaxed? So what do you guys think?
Family ties were relaxed. What does that mean to you?
It's like would be less tight. Would be like more. Uh, let's say the family would mean less. Would be like close to be dissolved.
It's interesting the last answer that the spirits gave. They say that social ties are necessary for progress,
Yeah.
and family ties are summed up in social ties.
Yeah.
Hence, family ties are a law of nature. And it's interesting that they use the logic of since this is this and this is part of this, then
Yeah.
this is that.
It's very logical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the social ties are very important, and I think the concept of family being part of social ties is also a law, but like family can have also various meanings, right? Like it doesn't need to be, because when I see relaxed, I also think that the Kardec, he thinks it's very constricted. It's like it's a solid idea of what a family is. But even in that time, I think what a family is, it's kind of a broad concept that is integrated in what a social tie is. You know, if you have like a very strengthened social bond with someone, you consider them as part of your group. It's part of your family.
Yeah.
Right? And it also can mean the people who raised you, or the people who put you like in the world, and consider themselves as your parents, and you consider them as parents, or just parental figures, right? And I think if you're gonna think of the result of relaxing these bonds, you would also be needing to think of relaxing the social ties.
Yeah.
You know what connects us to the other people.
Yeah.
I don't know if society would exist if without this. So,
Exactly.
so you know,
Yeah. Yeah, it's let's say family here means by probably the family as you know of, let's say mother, father, kids, and we also have the family of the uncles, an extended family. Let's say that I don't know, maybe the kid will leave his home, his or her home too early. Let's say, and he was 10 years old or 15. That would be a relaxing of social of family ties. Like it doesn't have the same meaning anymore. Right? I think that's what it means. So let's see the answer of the spirits. Would you like to say something about that, Israel? What do you think about the question? Israel?
Yes.
I'm not sure if you're following us. Well, what do you think about the question, about the subject? Would you like to add anything?
Yes, it's true that we need to progress in society and spiritually
Yeah.
and artistically sometimes.
I'm sorry? What else? Could I
yeah,
Yeah.
society needs to progress spiritually.
Spiritually, yeah. Okay, so thanks for the input. I'm going to read the answer. So the answer would be a magnification of selfishness. So that would be the result of relaxing the family ties. Magnification of selfishness.
Scary concept.
Yeah. So, in other words, the family is working our making us less selfish, right? Because we are there to the other and can help each other. We can see the needs of our next closer, and yeah, without family, we would be more selfish, more selfish.
My father always had this sentence that he used to use, that sometimes we treat people outside of our house better than we treat people inside of our house, uh, because you know it's logic that when you get to have a very close proximity with someone for an extended period of time,
Yeah.
you cannot keep the masks and and like the illusions that you try sometimes to show to people outside of your house and like to society.
Exactly.
Like the figure or the character that you create for yourself to be able to survive in the outside world. This character cannot survive in a closed environment when you live with the same people for a long time, because it's just pretending. It's not who you really are.
Exactly.
So what you really are comes out.
Comes out.
And when it comes out, yes, it can create problems, but it also can strengthen the connection with another person in a way that outside of family, it's very difficult to have.
Yes.
Right? It, and you know, I think it's an act of love God to actually like permit and put from the very beginning of Christianism this idea of family,
Mm-hmm.
the very important figure of Mother Mary, you know, the very important laws about family in the Torah.
Yeah.
It's always been a part of society as we know it, and it's actually something that makes sense for us to survive. Like we survive better, and we are able to thrive if we stick in groups, right? Even if it's difficult, even if like staying with the same person and knowing all their flaws and they knowing all your flaws and not be able to hide from it anymore. It's something that is uncomfortable. I think it pushes us of really, if you know how to use this, it can push you to actually become your true self and be completely vulnerable with someone else because they already know that you're not what you're trying to be.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure. So you know if you can start like after a lot of work, after a lot of therapy, you can start treating better the people in your house than the people outside of it. Then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready to live in society, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Wow, it's a nice analysis. Yeah. Yeah. That's how it works to live in family. Man. Yeah. Nothing to add. Anything you'd like to add, Israel?
Not for now.
Okay. No problem. So let's go to the next question. So now we're entering a new chapter 8, the law of progress. So that's another law, another God's law, the law of progress. Here's some of the items we are going to see on this chapter. We start today, but we continue next week. So the state of nature, the march of progress, relapsed cultures, civilization, the progress of human legislation, Spiritism's influence on progress. So the first item is the state of nature. Are the state of nature and natural law the same thing? Well, for me it's difficult because it's in English. State of nature, estado natural, you see. Yeah, there are really some difficult things in the book of the spirits sometimes. The state of nature, I think he means estado natural. I think this is one of those questions we need to read the answer first.
Yeah.
Then we understand the question.
Are the state of nature and natural law the same thing?
Are the state of nature and natural law the same thing?
For me, I'm having a hard time to understand what he means by the state of nature.
We can get a live translation. Look.
Okay, good. But I think this is going to be the estado natural, which doesn't add much for me. Estado natural, I'm not sure.
O estado de natureza.
Estado de natureza?
E a lei natural.
Ah,
Estado de natureza.
você, tipo, um animal assim, ele vive no estado de natureza. Let's say an animal, he lives in the state of nature. Like, okay, let's say a plant lives in the state of nature. There are no laws, there are no, like, it's just like the natural law. So it's probably the same thing, I don't know.
It's probably the same thing. But I think when I think of state, if I'm picking apart just the terms, when I think of state, I think of something that is temporary, has an end. When I think of natural law, it's something that is immutable, just like God is.
That's a good point.
It's not like really something that is temporary, something that is eternal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I may be wrong. The spirits know more than me.
So let's see the answer. No, the state of nature is the primitive state. Civilization is incompatible with the state of nature, whereas natural law contributes to the progress of humankind. Yeah, like, there's an explanation here. And so this is the answer of the spirits, right, Israel? The spirit of,
Yes.
this is the spirit of truth. When you see between quotes, is the answer from the spirit of truth. Truth. And when you see small letters, sometimes we have this. Is Allan Kardec adding an explanation? Okay. So here, Allan Kardec added an explanation to this one. And he says, the state of nature represents the infancy of humankind and the departure point for their intellectual and moral development. So, yeah, like we said, an animal, he just follows instincts, like he's just, has some kind of intelligence, but it's not like human intelligence. Eventually is going to kill to eat something to satisfy his needs. It's not going to kill for pleasure or anything, but it's not going to live like humankind either. So he's explaining the state of nature represents the infancy of humankind and the departure point for their intellectual and moral development. Being perfectible and containing the seed of their own improvement within themselves, human beings are not meant to live forever in the state of nature. Yeah. Just as they are not meant to live forever in infancy. The state of nature is transitory, and humans leave it behind through progress and civilization. Natural law, on the other hand, rules humankind as a whole, and people improve to the degree that they comprehend and practice this law in a better manner. Yeah, very good observation, Pedro. It's pretty much what he's saying. The state of nature is more transitory, yeah. Because,
And like if I try to get into why he would be asking this question, I can understand. I understand just a little bit through the lenses of conversations that I had sometimes with my friends, my coworkers, where they today there's this movement, especially of men, that they try to base their decisions in life based on what would be kind of the state of nature of, like, you know, our ancestors did this. Why would I do it any differently, right? Like, our ancestors hunted to eat meat, so why would I do it any differently today? You know, and it's. I mean, it's a logical point up until it isn't.
Exactly.
Because, you know, there's something like the natural law, which is something that like takes all sides, takes the progress of animals, of plants, and take the progress of humans too. And I think at that time where Kardec asked this question, science was moving in a way, was developing in a way where we just thought of humans as animals, right? With no difference between us and like the chimpanzees, or like the early humans, you know, like we have this kind of primitive brain that overrides every decision that we make, or that makes us do things. And with the advance of technology and science and neuroscience, we learn that it's not really like that. You know, like there's like a very clear difference between us and animals.
Yeah.
And the capacity of conceptualizing, creating from concepts, is something that's very human. And like it's very hard to compare this to an animal that can understand a certain level of logic, but it's never gonna be able to create something like a symphony.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a the fact that we're the only mammals that are capable of doing that on planet Earth already like makes us question this kind of state of nature, right? Because things are different. They are meant to be different. There are different types of evolution, different types of processes, and that's where we get when we think of natural law, like the differentiation between these processes. But when we think of state of nature, then it's almost like an easy way to saying that we want to justify our actions by thinking that we are just animals before everything.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So there's even a music that says that let's do like they do the Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Because we're just mammals. So
We're nothing but mammals.
yeah, exactly. So like, come on, right?
It's true.
It's not the case. Like we're more than just mammals.
Yeah.
So it is to justify our actions when we do like when we do things more similar to animals. But we are actually much more than them. Not only in the body, in the intelligence, but in the soul. We have a different destination. We have capacity to do very big things, intellectually, of course, but also morally to do much better things. Morally, do good stuff, you know. Anything you'd like to add? There is observation. That's right. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add to this subject? Or any question? Any comment?
Well, it's interesting. Um, I mean, human beings, how could I say, need both things. They need spiritual advancement, of course, but they also need material, material things, um, such as just think of the strike, the STM strike, for instance. The STM strike has a lot to do with money. You see, um, so yeah, so money is for humans. It's not just about food. It's about uh, just sustaining a family. It's about activities. It's about trips. It's about spiritual things as well. You know, money can be used for spiritual things as well. So I think for human beings, there is a mixture of both things, a mixture of natural law and the state of nature.
Yeah, fair enough. Good observation. Especially in our phase of evolution, because according to the Spiritism, we are just in a phase of the evolution of humankind that is in fact closer to the point of start than to the destination. Because the destination is to be angels, you know, like we're far from that. Still very influenced by animal body and life, but more, still a little bit more materialistic life than So we are in fact a mixture, and our spirit is occupying an animal body, although it's appropriate for our evolution. It's has characteristics of animal as well, some of them. Yeah, we are a mix of both material and spirit.
I think there's a song that says that the pain of the seed means the birth of life. It's the process where the seed needs to deteriorate and almost get destroyed, so what is within can sprout and grow and become what it needs to be. So yes, state of nature is part of our, like what we live. It's part of our life and our existence, especially in the world where we live today. But but I think if you go to the extreme of saying like that's all you are, then like you're missing the point of life as a human being with rational capacity. You know, like if you limit yourself just to state of nature, then it becomes a problem. But if you take that state of nature is part of you, and also there's natural law and the progress is imminent, and at some point you're gonna be further from like an animal than ever before.
Yeah.
Then like you allow yourself to follow a path of progress. And I mean, I guess that's where I'm at.
Okay, so 9 p.m. We ran out of time for today. So next meeting we study the question 777.
777.
Three Kabbalistic numbers.
Realistic number, yes.
At 7 is a very special number, I guess, right?
It is. Yeah, look, I have seen these three numbers in an order this week too before.
Oh, so
It's been appearing to me.
wow. You've seen these three numbers this week?
This week,
Oh,
yes.
gosh.
It's a very nice coincidence.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more of state of nature in the next meeting, and suffering, tribulations, and it'll be fun. Right, so let's do our final prayer. Would you like to?
Yeah, actually. So right now, I would like to ask our present to concentrate on the light that has been shed upon us this evening. The light of learning, the light of reflection on those subjects and concepts that makes us understand better who we are and what we believe in, and pushes us to think outside of the boxes that sometimes we put ourselves into. I would like to thank spiritual guides that participate and coordinate this work with us. And from this session of the study, I hope we can take the reflections and the importance of family, what we think family is, and how we treat those that we consider family, that we can also pay an important attention to how we act inside our house and outside of it, And our house, meaning not only the place we live, but also inside of our hearts. How do we treat ourselves? How do we give love not only to the inside but the outside? And we can think also what makes us us. What is our state of nature and what is the natural law inside of us, and that we can take these thoughts, these concepts to the week that it's gonna follow, that we can become better because of it. Amen.
Thanks, Bill, for the prayer. Thanks, Israel.
Amen.
And thank you for being with us, Ezra.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, man. We're done for the day, and hope to see you next week, man.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye bye. Have a great week, man.